Hello, I'm Dr. Girish Raisinghani, Associate Professor, Department of Botany, SPC गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज अजमेर। आज अपन डिस्कस करेंगे अल्ट्रा स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ प्लांट वायरस और लाइफ साइकिल ऑफ प्लांट वायरस। इसके लिए अल्ट्रा स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ प्लांट वायरस को समझने के लिए हम टोबैको मोज़ेक वायरस का एग्जाम्पल लेंगे, जिसके ऊपर सबसे ज़्यादा स्टडी की गई है। सबसे पहले हम इसका स्ट्रक्चर लेते हैं। द वायरस पार्टिकल और वायरियंस जिसे हम कहते हैं ऑफ टोबैको मोज़ेक वायरस या TMV आर स्ट्रेट रिजिड cylindrical rods with a helical architecture and remarkably uniform outer measurements of 18 nm diameter and 300 nm length. The rods are hollow. The hollow core or cavity, which is 4 nm wide, extends the entire length of the virus particle या virion and is bounded by a 14 nm thick wall. Thus, in a cross section, the virion consists of two parts, namely an outer protective protein coat or shell called the capsid, which encloses the inner infective agent, the genetic material or nucleic acid. The latter in plant viruses is generally a single stranded RNA, which in TMV is the form of a long helix. It extends the entire length of virion. The capsid is built of about 2,200 small similar protein subunits called capsomeres. They are closely packed and arranged in a regular left-handed helical around the RNA helix. ये हम एग्जाम्पल इसका डायग्राम हम देख सकते हैं। कैप्सोमियर्स हैं जो कि प्रोटीन कोड बना रहे हैं और इसके अंदर हम सिंगल स्टैंडर्ड RNA देख रहे हैं। और इसका अगर हम कॉम्पोजिशन देखें तो वायरस प्रोटीन कंप्राइजेस 95% of the total substance of the virus particle. The remaining 5% is RNA. Both protein and RNA are coaxially intertwined to form the rod-shaped virions with a helical architecture. The molecular weights of RNA molecule is about 2 millions. It provides a code which controls the amino acid sequence in the capsid. The virus protein which forms the capsid is similar to other plant proteins and is made up of usual amino acids joined by the peptide links. The virus proteins, however, are unusual in their size and are of high molecular weight. The molecular weight of tobacco mosaic virus protein is nearly 40 million. Each capsomere has a molecular weight of 17,400 and is formed by a condensation of about 158 amino acid residues. The capsid forms a tightly fitting layer. The virus particles remain ineffective for about 50 years in a dried tobacco leaves. They can stand boiling for about 10 minutes. Now we take the life cycle of plant virus. The life cycle of a typical plant virus, such as tobacco mosaic virus, has got 4 stages. Number 1, transmission of virus particles. The rod-shaped tobacco mosaic virus infects only the leaves of tobacco plants. It is transmitted and complete particles introduced into the host cells by insect vectors, which are many such as Myzus pseudosolani, या हम कह सकते हैं इसको फॉल्स पोटैटो एफिड, देन Myzus circumflexus, Macrosiphium solanifoli and grasshopper. The virus is also transmitted by mechanical means such as rubbing of virus on the leaves and through handling of tobacco plants at transplanting. The virus is extremely contagious. A person who has handled cigarettes containing infected tobacco leaves may transmit the virus to the healthy plants. Stage 2 जो है वो है infection. Infection takes place with the whole virus particle. Separately, the virus components are not infectious. Frankel-Condract 1956 separated the protein coat from the RNA core by delicate chemical procedure. He found that the protein coat alone is not capable of producing infection. The RNA alone is infectious, but much less than that of the intact virus particle. He further placed the protein shells in the solution of viral RNA. The viral particles of tobacco mosaic virus were reconstituted. They were able to reinfect tobacco leaves. It shows that the nucleic acid alone carries full instructions to form new virus particles. Highly interesting and significant were the results of Frankel Cornett and his associates in this connection. They separated the nucleic acid and protein coats of TMV and another strain of rod-shaped virus HR. They then mixed the protein coats of TMV strain with the RNA coats of HR strain. The results was the reconstitution of virus particles with TMV protein and coats of HR core and RNA. Infections with this new type hybrid virus always yielded the new virus particles in which both the protein coat and RNA belonged to the HR strain, which had furnished the infective RNA. The results of this experiment conclusively prove that the nucleic acid alone is coded with the specific information needed to the host cell for building complete virus particles. Infection may be with viral RNA or with virus particle intact. Separately, both viral RNA and protein are readily attacked by enzymes in host cells and decomposed. Solitary RNA is destroyed quickly by ribonuclease enzyme present in the host cells. Virus particles intact are very resistant to decomposition and thus are stable and viable. For infection, wounding of the host cell wall is necessary to produce an infectable site. It may be caused by the mouth parts of the insect vector, by wounding epidermal cells, or breaking epidermal hairs by abrasion. Through these vector or by wounding epidermal cells or breaking epidermal hairs by abrasion, through these infectable sites, the virus particles, virions intact, gain entry into the host and come in contact with the host cell membrane. By the process of pinocytosis, the virions enter the host cell protoplast. Third stage is virus multiplication. After infection, the virus particle disappears from the view. It ceases to exist as an organized unit and breaks up into its two component parts in the host cytoplasm. The viral RNA is thus released from the protein coat. Uncoating of viral RNA is the initial step towards viral multiplication. It takes place within minutes after the virion gains entry into the host cell. This is known as the eclipse stage. Thereafter starts the multiplication process. Viral protein coat remains in the host cell cytoplasm. The RNA component moves from cell to cell, causing the production of new virus components which assemble to form more virus particles. Isao et al. 1966 reported that the virions of beet yellow virus move intact from cell to cell through plasmodesmata. Fourth stage is sites of viral RNA and viral protein synthesis. The widely held view is that the virus protein and the virus RNA are found by two separate systems. Entering the host cell, the viral RNA takes control of the cell machinery and uses it to produce the viral components instead of the host cell parts. Through viral components are then assembled into new virus particles. The actual mechanism is a mystery. The account of virus multiplication given in the books is highly speculative. One view is that the viral nucleic acid combines with the combines or replaces part of that of the host cell. Thereafter, the host cell produces the viral components at the expense of its own. The other commonly held view is that the DNA of the host cell uses viral RNA to elaborate more viral RNA and protein. They are elaborated in the cytoplasm of the host cell. First, the viral RNA and then the viral protein. It is difficult to understand why the host plant DNA, which is coded with specific information to build plant RNA and plant protein, starts building the viral components. There is also a suggestion that the ribosomes in the cytoplasm of the host cell are associated with the elaboration of viral components. This assumption is based on the fact that viral RNA is related to ribosomal RNA. Entering the host cell, viral RNA overrides that of ribosomes and uses the latter to produce viral components. The ribosomes, however, are considered to have no genetic continuity. It is therefore difficult to associate them with the replication of specific viral RNA. Some virologists associate the replication of viral RNA with the chloroplast in the host cell. The biochemical, cytological, and genetic data have proved beyond doubt that chloroplasts are semi-autonomous, self-duplicating organelles of eukaryotic cells. They thus have a genetic continuity of their own and contain DNA and RNA distinct from analogous nuclear constituents. The replication of chloroplast DNA takes place within the organelle. It is probable, therefore, that the DNA of the chloroplast codes for the replication of viral RNA and protein. The widely accepted view is that viral components are found by two separate systems. The released viral RNA reaches the nucleus, takes control of the host cell machinery, and uses it to produce viral components instead of the host cell parts. The nucleolus in the nucleus produces the new viral RNA, thus later escapes to the cytoplasm around the nucleus through channels present in the nuclear membrane. The TMV protein is synthesized in the cytoplasm very near the nucleus on cytoplasm ribosomes. The eclipse stage lasts for about 6 hours. By that time, the first progeny of TMV appears in the cytoplasm. However, the results of experiments with fluorescent microscopy and or location of labeled antibodies and investigations of ready tell a different tale. They are at variance with the majority view. These indicate that the TMV protein and RNA both are synthesized within the host cell nucleus. The assembly of TMV particles also occurs in the nucleus. The assembled TMV virions or particles escape into the host cell cytoplasm where they accumulate. The attack of TMV causes the leaves to wrinkle and become mottled. The mottled effect of the leaf gives like the appearance of a mosaic. The disease thus came to be known as the tobacco mosaic disease, that is TMV. The plant viruses now in general are not as specific as the bacteriophages and the animal viruses because they have a wide range of hosts. The tobacco mosaic virus, for example, also infects tomato. Grant in 1934 investigated the host range of this virus and found 29 susceptible species outside the Solanaceae. The lack of host specificity of plant viruses is attributed to the absence of DNA from the plant viruses.